And we'll wait a few more minutes as we get ready for another round. And it'll be another hot day, but we'll try to make it shorter. We'll have a great afternoon with the leadership, Grand Chiefs, Deputy Grand Chiefs. Okay. We will need our drum group here soon. If anybody can contact them. I hope you all had a great evening last night with the Helix concert and a live entertainment, and wondering if there was a dance. We will have a great day here today, so stay tuned. We will start in 5 minutes. If you're down the hall, you can start getting to your seats. I think All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great evening last night, even though we were very hot in here yesterday all afternoon. We will begin this day, our second day, here at the 36th Annual General Meeting here in the Shkandaga First Nation. We want to thank our host community and Chief Christopher Munoz for holding this event. As we know, we have shiba kakiwan skaying. Na nakmago ganok umatasik ko ng gawat so kumakan Munoz we guys kakis guys bantawat so kumakan ng skadwat. If we could take the time now and be respectful and be quiet, we're going to have the opening prayer from Bruce Shishish. And if we could all stand as we do all of our prayers this morning.
Gotcha. Spanish? Yeah. Gracias. Gracias. English. Masoy. Ay nanas kumihan. Tinanas kumiyak mamo. Nesta tipo kasi na may katabensigit. Twitchehettach, mina tigaskanartehettach, niltaina naaskumak, mingos, Chief Kamakan Chris, and all the frontline workers in the council, and the elders, and the chiefs that are here from other communities, mingos, and most of all, let's acknowledge our Father, our Creator, of this universe, kananas kumanano, juichehitach, is the upamachuho, our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ. We need to acknowledge God. When the moment we do that, spinamidotamach, ikinopamai kisemando, manto, kakaskanotehgonano, He's going to direct us, He's going to guide us. He's going to help us in every situation that we face in our communities. And remember my reserve as well, Arawabaskat. We lost a young lady yesterday. And we know we have pandemic problems in our communities. And it was sad to hear yesterday my niece passed away early yesterday morning, and let's just pray for others. It's the young man that's in the hospital in Thunder Bay, fighting for his life. Let's keep him in prayer. Father, we come to you in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We just acknowledge you today, our Father, our Creator. We just acknowledge you. Kipokasinamet nan juichiach. Nista maskus yon chiminiach. Nista chikanenimiach. Nista gagetain tamon. Wisdom. Chimina chik. Okmakanak. Nista tuskenaganak. Time to moon and Jiminachik, Nesta understanding, Nesta necessitamono, Jiminachik at the bench again. Nesta Dwichachik, Nesta our communities that are represented here. I ask you, Lord, that you bless each community, just Renamachik, Every young man and every young woman that you protect them. We never know, Lord, there might be someone here in the community that's hurting. Help us to be sensitive. We can to look for help. And Lord, we thank you. Bless every man and every woman, every frontline workers. Chris, schools, you know what I mean? His community, schools, you know what I mean? Give him wisdom and knowledge. Pray for favor. In the precious name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Bless our communities. Bless Adawabaskat, Lord. We lift up Adawabaskat. Lord, the families that are grieving back home. We thank you. In Jesus' name. Amen. Mingots.
Thank you, Bruce. We will now move to our elder from Nishkandaga, Ronnie Munoz.
Hello, bonjour, good morning. It's now yesterday I couldn't come. I wasn't ready. Then I got up late. Okay, it's now when I got on this avmänges in the go. It's now when I got on the main door them. I got to my nana, Somasak o Komasak the ski, Egoski Manito, a good John and Juiga with going home, or with Gavis Tanguene, Mamma when Ego go come again, Somasak, with Gavis Tamach, when it got your mamma watch or you go my and the Gogan Giot, and Snabe, Huaga, Tata was not, Canoyan Snabe. Inigo hua e kinrani inigo. Inigo Thomas na sauce tigo sana masiang oga gizgak. Oga juimen sang nongum hoega kastigana juimeno. Minaya juimena skato ajo juisene kon skato na hoe nonga kaya atotamot oga mag. Ogamaga knog ogamaga kana sigena ego no komaske go to go je man hoa ko je kana amata ma boat we know it ma jone moto na we need to send mo to go no go no ma ko ga out a king amigas get to go now I'm just gonna shango he Egoske on the Makoy, Mamma, when dreaming of sick. I need to go. Doing this start nananga. When the Jewish sick, and this start someone to talk. Dreaming of sick, and he could not know. He gives you a queen. Eggs me get me get to go. I'm just gonna Shanghua. The Kiminang. Ye Mamma, Wakika, take. Oi te ajo mosat mango hoe kimi ko ni tak akke te mesat mang ka joni ka te mang ante fon seng an to i to kimi ne konan e go mesosak o komasak e kimi ne konan na so ka ne ke no kimi ne konan ante ke ante ma te seng kan ke go ta ton ma kinga ya so ente ke ni bo ya ka no ma I got to got mad to think. I may get, yeah, may get. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Ronnie. We will now turn to our drum group, our youth local drum group here in Nishkandaga, Spirit River Singers. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Just a friendly reminder that not to. We're going to take the time now to remember two lives. Barbara Wabus was a membership for many years at the Matawa department. She met up and worked with a lot of people in our First Nations community. She is fondly remembered. We want to remember Richard Ferris from Constance Lake, a respected elder, and in council for many, many, many years. We want to honor them with an honor song. Correct me, it's Barbara Wabus. Bob Rabbit. So welcome again, Spirit River Singers.
Yeah!
Spirit River Singers. That was beautiful. We will now turn to a video that's on tribute for Rob Rabbit. It'll be in front of your screens. If you just take a moment to. Thank you very much for the tribute video. We turn now to our host chief for any updates. We had a donation drive there yesterday, and he'll touch on that most likely and give us an update of today's and what's going on in the community this evening. Chris Munoz, Chief in the Nisga'a First Nation.
Bonjour, good morning. Thank you for coming and for the Matawa AGM. And of course, there was a lot of hard work in preparing. But I'd like to thank the drum and the prayers from the guilders and youth of Magagi Mategaach, the drum, Mategan, and Megas Kadinam Umaga Gagi Bakaнаmek Owe Nahi Mamobun. Thank you for your opening prayers and drum. And that was a touching video of Barb Rabbit. I spoke to her once in a while. I spoke to her when I was at the, whenever I'd be at Matawa, and she was a very kind person. So my condolences to the family and the Matawa family. All right, they get in him, and it was sure an immeasurable loss. Gagi Skayat. So you know, it's with our sincere from on behalf of the Nisga'a First Nation, our condolences. And I have my council here. I'm going to introduce them, not in no particular order. I know what. Okay, I'll start off with Dorothy Sakane. She's a council member here, and yeah. And we have Bradley Munoz. We jokingly say, let's round up the kids. I know them this morning when I wanted to introduce the council. And yeah, so they've been working hard in planning this AGM. To be honest, I haven't done anything to in terms of planning. It's them that's working hard and making sure that this AGM is very successful. So I want you guys to, if you can give them a hand, thank you. Of course, to have lots of help behind them. Out there that probably some of you don't see, and you're gonna get and even some people helping behind the scenes. There's a lot of people in Magagayawat, and the helpers and stuff like that. Give them a hand. So without this, we wouldn't. They wouldn't. I wouldn't look so good in planning. I had nothing to do with it whatsoever, to be honest. I just they just update me. This is what's happening, and I said, okay, that's good. Let's keep the work going. So that's the way our team works, and they do their stuff. How they want to how they want the community. So me told them much, and me guys get in them. And yesterday we did a donation drive. When for there was a blanket that was passed around for donations, and I forgot the piece of paper I had, and and my memory is not well.
It's over $3,000.
And it's over, so the amount is, what I think I saw was $3,206.28.
You're right.
Yeah. And I transferred that to my sister Lillian, and she has already split that to the maternal side of Jared's family. The paternal side is from my sister, their late son, Lillian and Roy. Their late son is the father of Jared, Sean Monias. He passed away during the pandemic due to I think it was blood infection. Yeah. So you guys say during the pandemic, and because sometimes a lot of us couldn't access health care during the pandemic, so that was one of the results. Was it? So you guys continue going, and for donating. I got a message from both of them saying that they are very thankful for your generosity. Give yourself a good hand. From being sedated to see if he can, if anything will happen to Nakan, if he's going to respond to that, and if he's going to, and they will continue to monitor him, and for if there's a response. Now again, doctor will be meeting with the family today to update his condition, but they are wanting him to respond without sedation, and his hands are being tied so he doesn't injure himself further. So they're tying up his hand. There's some fractures in his body and limbs. So that's what the update is, and right now that he's not able to breathe on his own, and they have a ventilator to keep him breathing. So that's the update. And may you guys continue going from the grandparents and parent Rhonda Munias is in the casa. She's from Yabmatunk, and they're always there. I go 24 hours at the hospital, and that's a small update of Jared Munias. And I received a message yesterday also to they think about Gawanyaganoach. There's a couple of members, Matawa family, from Matawa communities, members that are lost, and they're asking for continued prayers, one from Constance Lake, and one from Amatung, I think around Silicon area. And they're asking for your continued prayers and best wishes that, we're going to Gawanyaganoach. And you say I did most of my opening remarks yesterday, so I'll just leave it at that for now, and if any other things. I invited the community members if they want to say something to the floor and to about the communities we go through. And one of my brother there, my oldest I guess, was talking about the losses we had in the community since 1989. And there's been a lot of mahing of course, we're under a state of emergency for a suicide crisis since 2013, and we're going under a state of emergency for a drug epidemic starting as soon as we are able to do it. So and we've lost 32 people to suicide, and 41 died from alcohol and drugs, and countless on mental health and addictions. So that's the kind of issues we continue to face in Nishkanaga. As you know, that Nishkanaga is a caring community, is a friendly community. But, we continue to face those, and behind the scenes, and, those are things that we need to address. Our mental health, we try to show them some compassion. We don't just kick them out. We try to work with them. We try whatever we can to work with those people that are suffering, as opposed to just throwing them away and kicking them out. So, we need to try to understand those things and understand that, there's a whole reason why people are like that. Again, thank you, and I should be landing shortly in about 5-10 minutes. Our MPP, Saul Mamakwa, he called me just right before 9 o'clock saying that they were taking off. It's an hour and 5-minute flight. He's with the regional chief, Abraham Benedict. I almost said Glenn Hare. Glenn Hare never spoke to me. And Abraham Benedict, we've spoken a few times when I met him in Toronto and Montreal, and he's coming here. I don't know when was the last time we had a regional chief visit a remote community. Toulouse was the last person I think that visited here in the that was a long time ago. Angus Toulouse, and that was Peter's time. So Nahing, and we also have candidates here from for Nan Grand Chief. We have welcome. I would like to welcome Pauline Mickelson here. I think she's here somewhere. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, so she's a Nan candidate for Grand Chief. We also have Alvin Fiddler coming in, should be landing shortly. And later this afternoon, we have Bobby Narcisse coming in on a scheduled flight this afternoon. So Bobby will be here overnight. Pauline's leaving 7 o'clock today. Alvin will be leaving later on today too. So of course we asked Bobby to perform a little bit for his show there tonight, so he'll be performing. So it's going to be a lineup tonight. There we have the local band, 239 band playing. We have Northern Eagles, I think, playing, and we have another band. The Soggy Bottom Boys. I don't know. Band from Thunder Bay, anyway. There's a band from Thunder Bay that's coming in. So maybe Northern Eagles, I believe they're from Nunavut, right?
Your council are really hands-on. They're taking us everywhere. They're sweating. It's good to see that your council is really hands-on. Usually they just point fingers and tell people what to do. It's good to see that you guys are hands-on. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for your comments and your opening remarks. And I want to express my thank you to Bruce Shishis and Ronnie Muniz for your prayers, and especially the Spirit Singers drum group. When you see them, they've come a long way. Those young men there in the drum group, they're Spirit Singers. So express your thank you to them. They've come a very long way in terms of singing. they've really committed to this AGM the last few weeks. So if you see them, shake your hand, offer a tobacco, or you just express your gratitude to them. And we'll be reviewing the agenda. So at 8:30, there was a registration. At 9 o'clock, opening prayers and opening the drum group, Spirit River Singers. At 9:30, welcoming remarks by Christopher Muñez, Chief of Nishnanga First Nation. At 9:45, review and acceptance of today's agenda. Yeah. And at 10 o'clock, Matawa Chiefs Council report, which is going to be presented by Paul Caron. Right. And then at 10:15, we'll have break. Then 10:30, community success and concerns. At 12 o'clock, lunch. And at 1 o'clock, we have Ontario Regional Chief Abram Benedict and Saul Mamakwa from member of the NDP. At 2:30, we have a break. And at 2:45, Anishinaabe Aski Nation Candidates Forum. And we will adjourn the meeting at 4:30. And there will be supper at the complex. And if there's rides, there will be rides provided outside. So we will go to, right now we need a resolution required for the acceptance of the agenda of today's. May I get a mover and a seconder? Mover, Chris Muñez, Chief of Nishnanga. Rick Allen. Chief Rick Allen. Are there any other oppositions? Any abstentions? The motion is carried. Now the first presenter, Paul Caron.
Good morning, all. Miigwech for being here. Thank you to the community of Nishnanga for hosting and for being with myself. And we think also of the elders, their prayers, along with the Spirit Singer Drum Group, and thank you for them. I'd like to thank my colleagues and the chiefs who have worked with me over the last year, and I'll just quickly go through our presentation. Next. Matawa Chiefs Council provides overall direction to the organization and broad direction on decisions of collective issues. The staff provide logistical, technical, policy, and political advice to the 9 First Nation chiefs, both individually and collectively. We support the managers and initiatives within Matawa First Nations management and its subsidiary corporations, and liaise with external organizations and governments that support the Matawa First Nations chiefs, members, and their community aspirations. Next. In terms of program initiative or broad areas, the chiefs have identified 3 areas, primarily. 1, community safety and well-being for communities. That includes increased supports for mental health and addictions, health planning at the community level, the Matawa Health Cooperative, NAN Health Transformation, and with Ontario and Canada. Child and Family Services through Awashihiwiwan and the Final Settlement Agreement. Homelessness and supports and new housing starts in communities. the development of animal services, and working with justice and police partners, and jobs and employment. The other areas are education and training for First Nation members. That's the support of the Matawa Education Department on regional education agreements, the Matawa Education Centre, the expansion of the Wakatiri Education Program, youth mental health and addictions, youth housing, etc. Supports for school programs and capital needs, such as tiny homes. Support for Kikyo Megan, Kikyo Employment and Training, KKET's programming, and support for health, human resources, and community capacity building by all departments at Matawa. Third area is regional economic development and employment and environmental services, support for the development of Matawa Development Corporation, support for a broad energy strategy for all communities, and the support to co-develop a regional impact assessment with the federal government and a community-led regional assessment working group. Highlights and success: opening of the Matawa Education Care Centre with the completion of the new gymnasium and various educational initiatives for students. Support for the economic development strategy from Matawa through the Matawa Economic Development. A commitment from Ontario to connect remote communities to the grid and service upgrades for road access communities. Support for and additional funding for youth, families, and communities within the areas of child and family services. Development of animal services pilot project with First Nations. Ongoing work at the Matawa Training and Wellness Centre. Increase housing funding for First Nations and in Thunder Bay. And the development of draft terms of reference for the regional impact assessment. Some of the challenges faced by First Nation chiefs: human resources, the need for more people, capacity building, housing for and training of First Nation staff. Mental health, communities are challenged to deal with the issues of mental health, addictions, and the ramifications of the toxic drug supply, which are overwhelming. Governance, time and capacity to build communities, local, sectoral, and regional mechanisms to support their needs for that. And is there any questions?
Are there are there any questions to Paul Caron's report? I see none. So a resolution is required. May I get a mover and a seconder?
You want to read the resolution?
There's no.
Where is the resolution?
I don't have that paper.
Is that Sherry?
They have a copy of it? I don't think so.
We're gonna get a paper.
Here's a question. Is that Sherry?
Is there an actual resolution? I don't see it anywhere.
Can you explain what the resolution is?
Just to accept the report. Oh, they don't have it?
Paul?
What?
Just explain what the resolution was for.
Oh, just the resolution is just to accept the report for the Chiefs Council, and they're just pulling that up.
There's a lot to learn to cooperate.
Yeah.
All right. The resolution is number acceptance in principle of the 2024 Chiefs Council Report. Therefore, be it resolved that the delegates of the 36th Annual Matawa Chiefs Assembly accept in principle the 2024 Chiefs Council Report as presented to the 36th Annual Matawa Chiefs Assembly. May I get a mover and a seconder?
No, that's not a chief, it's a question.
Oh, that's a question.
That was a question earlier, Joe Baxter was a question. Okay, I need a mover and seconder first.
I will need a mover and seconder. We'll get back to you after. We'll follow back. I'm sorry.
Okay, so chiefs only can vote.
Chiefs can only vote on this resolution. May I get a mover and a seconder?
Chief Rick Allen, Constance Lake.
Chief Rick Allen, Constance Lake,
Seconded by
seconded by
Chief Cornelius Wabas.
Chief Cornelius Wabas from Webequai First Nation. Are there any oppositions? Abstentions? All in favor? Motion's carried. All right. There was a question by Joe Baxter from Aroland.
I retract the raising of my hand. Can I can away this resolution Guinea and Dan? I'm not questioning the report. I'm satisfied. Which
people know that this is the actual report that was,
Cup of tea or coffee, go get some air. So we'll pause for a break. We'll reconvene here at 10:25 and 10:30.
Can I ask a question?
It's this late youth.
snacks out there.
I'd like to recognize our youth, Trayvon, to ask a question.
Good morning. So this is regarding our key priority areas in the community safety and well-being. I'm going to ask a question, and I'm sure all the other youth and adults probably don't even know the answer to this as well. What's the accountability, the system in place? Who do we talk to? Who do we complain to? When the Anishinaabe ASCII Police Service is not following proper procedure in terms of harassment, in terms of driving on four-wheeler trails with their 2-ton trucks. So what's the procedure? Because I can give you several stories of this past year of the Anishinaabe ASCII Police Service absolutely. Yeah. So if you could just tell us, who do we talk to about that? How do we hold these officers accountable? And because in my community, we've had officers who antagonize witnesses recording the police interactions. So I have this personal story. I have this anecdote from a community member. He was recording a Anishinaabe ASCII Police Service officer who was harassing and using excessive force on my mom. And he was recording it, and that officer went up to that witness and told him to delete the video. It was threatening him. And this was this past year. So what's the procedures? How do we report and hold the justice system that represents the state accountable? Because they drive through ATV trails with their 3-ton trucks, and they're harassing, using excessive force on our community members. So just, thank you. What's the process?
In terms of NAPS, we have a board member on the board of NAPS. Also, they're in the process of setting up a civilian complaints process. One of the NAPS, it's a good time you raise the issue. They are getting legislated, and in that is that they have to do certain things. Community safety, well-being is one of them, but they need to have a complaints procedure, and there's going to be a public process within NAPS on those issues. So that's certainly important to have, and we can communicate with NAPS and ask what complaints or just accountability procedures are available. We are going to be getting a presentation at the Nan-Kiwewin from NAPS, but I will communicate with Fabian Batiste, who is the board representative, and say these are the issues. Have a prepared process that you're asking for complaints to bring forward. And certainly when they come to Constance Lake, they need to have that ready for you.
Maybe tell them that Nan representative anybody is a police services before you. Sure. You can ask for that.
Also, Deputy Grand Chief Annabette Achnapiniskim, who will be here this afternoon as one of the NAN candidates. She's on the board of NAPS, and you can ask that to her as well. But I will communicate your concerns to Fabian and to prepare that accountability and communications and complaints process. So, miigwech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Constance Lake Youth. As he just mentioned, Anna Betty will be here this afternoon, and she's very approachable. She'll take the time with you, and she'll answer your questions very more prolifically. So we'll take a break now for. Oh, we got a question. Chief Bruce.
Hello, I'd like to recognize my elder, Elizabeth Achnipanishkam. Thank you.
Elizabeth.
Gagagitowat bekische nishnabe mort. Inond gagichawang je koyekchene sotamang ane naganot o naps kagi anu momaganot. Bekische nishnabe munja abstoro gagagitot nakev guchen nishnabe uganawe gagi shkogagitot. Mi jendo indavani in mishkern and the morgan and the gichak. Koyekchene sotamang mai pine guange geninante Kaganawan the Mang Dishkonagan and each seg wegab Masegake. Yeto Akitam the Ma, Ramaminoanga get the Iwe gave one a gansedotman, gave my gashinesotman. Gave one and show when you give Pina Guang Nino and the Maga Choyang. Econom and the Mange Animasegake. The Madison Nongo. Near, Nigoch.
Thank you very much. 15 minutes sharp, 10:35.
Test.
Oh, no, that's his. Okay, we're back, folks, ladies and gentlemen. If we could all come back in and take our seats again. We will start in 1 minute. So, you want to introduce that? Or you want me to do it? Chris Nunez is going to start here. Yeah, yeah. He's going to choose. So up next on the agenda we have community sexism concerns. This is where pretty much open discussion. Yeah. That's what you got to say. Welcome back, folks. We could have a few more chiefs, or maybe go to your seats. We need at least. With the geeks can tell guys stimulan. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to tell, ask the staff to, you can help to bring the delegation.
Yeah, I just got it. Welcome back, folks. We're going to move forth with what's next on the agenda. And we thank you all for coming in. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Okay. So on the following agenda, we're on the community successes and concerns. So I was informed that it's a roundtable type of discussion about each individual's community's issues. So if the host community chief, Chris, can come to his seat so we can get this started.
community success and concerns. It is a time for anyone who has a concern to speak up, or if you want to praise your youth, whether if you have a success story you want to talk about, or if there's any community improvements that are needed, this is the time to speak. A chief might choose his delegate who to speak, but there's no unlimited number. So you can have a community member or youth member speak. This will be an open discussion. We will go on till 12 o'clock. We will call the last speaker at 11:55. We need Chris and we need to quiet down. We will do our acknowledgements this afternoon. We welcome the delegates that just arrived. They'll be on the table this afternoon. What we have now is the community success and concerns, where the host chief will start. Well, he will choose. This is the time where everyone can talk. This is an open discussion. A community success story, needing improvement, or concerns.
I would like to introduce Chris Muñoz, the Chief of Nishkanaga, our host community, to introduce, if he would like to introduce a delegate or himself to express the issues of our Nishkanaga's successes or issues or unique circumstances. So, Chris Muñoz, Chief.
Bonjour. Thank you. I'm not going to say much, or I'm not going to say anything at all, because I'll have other opportunity to say things. But I will turn the floor over to our youth representative, Davin Muñoz, to bring up some points. And it's good timing that I'd like to welcome into the room our MPP, Saul Mamakwa, Kiwednog MPP, is here in the room. We also have our Ontario Regional Chief, Abraham Benedict, in the room also, so they just arrived. And also candidates for NAN Grand Chief. We have Alvin Fiddler. He's also currently Grand Chief. And we also have Deputy Grand Chief and candidate, Anna Betty Ajniwanerska. And we have like Pauline Mickelson out there somewhere, I think. She's still there. Yeah, she's still there. So, so this will be a good time. Did I forget anybody? Oh yeah, the intergalactic chief, Jonathan Mamakwa, somewhere around here. Just kidding. No, he's just.
Hello and good morning. My name is Vidavin, as you all know. I'd like to bring up one of the experiences that the youth have experienced that really impacted on us a lot. There's many of us that go through a lot of struggles, especially kids my age. I'm 13 years old, and I know a lot of people that have a lot of struggles at my age. I have an idea of what we can do to improve on all of our mental health. One of the ideas I have are workshops. Instead of I remember last year, I went to a mental health workshop with some of the youth from our community, and it really, on my experience, it really helped me a lot, and it helped me grow and understand more things. But instead of maybe flying out people to go out to a workshop, maybe you can bring the workshop to us and gather up all the youth so we can listen and try to understand some things. And maybe it can also help us really improve our mental health. Because recently, in April, we've had one of our youth passed away to an ATV accident, and I can see that many of the youth have been struggling because that kid was like our rock in our community. He really meant a lot to the youth, and he was friends with everybody. That's one of the ideas I have. I'm really nervous. I don't know what else to say. I've been told to, when I'm doing these things, I've been told to like be honest in what I feel and during these crises. And what I feel during these is really heartbreaking. I remember when we lost our youth in April. I felt like I've lost a part of me, and that death really impacted on all the youth, and
You okay? Relax.
that death really impacted on all of us, and I can see all the struggles that the kids have here, and I really want to make a difference for everybody here.
You got this. Yeah. You come over, okay?
2 years ago, all the kids would gather up around the community center. And all we would do is play tag and just run around, and I don't one of our best friends too. And it just hurts so much, and I want to make a difference for everybody, all the youth and everybody here, because we've had many suicides in the past 10 years. And I want to make a difference for everybody. I know I've said that like many times, but I actually really do mean it. I remember when I first moved away from Nishkanaga, I found help in Thunder Bay, and I want to bring that help to Nishkanaga too, because some of the youth are scared to come up and say what they're feeling. Right now, this has taken me a lot of courage, because I haven't really told anybody of how I felt, but I'm spilling my heart out right now, because my heart aches for all the youth here. And many like our age would be good for us to talk to instead of older people. Recently, we've had a youth named Shay. I'm pretty much sure almost everybody in Nishkanaga knows her. me and my friends would go rides with her, and she's honestly felt like a big sister to me and my friends, and we can talk to her about anything. And we need more of those type of people here in Ishkanaga, because all the people that we've lost to suicide is really heartbreaking, and it shatters my heart, because who knows what a person goes through in their mind. And talking to my friend Shade helped me a lot, because in the past I've had my own struggles and I've thought about doing the same thing, but I'm really glad that I've never did. And the third idea I have is bringing high school to the reserves, especially here in Nishkanaga too. In December, we've lost a youth that was heading out for grade 9, and she was only in, how many years of school was she into?
Just the first year of high school.
She was only in the first year of high school. She had to go out to Thunder Bay to go to high school, and she lost her life while living in Thunder Bay. I remember when I first heard of that, my heart shattered and I was scared to go out to school in Thunder Bay. I was scared to live in Thunder Bay. I had a dream too, after she passed away, that I've never told anybody, that somebody else did that to her. I've had a dream about that, and I've never told anyone besides my grandma because I was scared. That's one of the ideas I have, is bringing high school to the reserves instead of flying out to Thunder Bay to go to high school instead. I'm not really sure what to say, but that's what my heart desires, and I really want to make a big difference for all the youth here. As I previously said, that all the youth, mainly most of the youth, come up to me and talk about what they're feeling, and it hurts me. It hurts me to hear what they're going through, and it makes me realize that we need more help up here too. Like, the workshops that I've talked about, the youth that can come up and talk to us, like people my age, the high school. We need more help. That's what we want. We want more help, and we want to be better instead of struggling with things that go on in our mind. People may think that all the children here are happy and stuff, but some of the deaths that happened really impacted on us, and some of us don't even know that it impacted on us. My friend doesn't even barely hang out with me and my other friends anymore after we lost one of our best friends. She doesn't even come out with us that much anymore. And I know that she's going through something, but she won't even talk about it, and I really want to make a difference, and I really want to help her with that. We need more help, and we want more resources to go to when we're going through that. Thank you.
You did very good. You did very well. Okay? Stand up and wait. Very good. Okay, amigos, be Davin. We hear you. We're gonna do more. We do whatever we can, but we're gonna do more. We're gonna work harder. We hear you, and Omage, there are some staff here, there are some people here that can amplify your voice for help, for your concerns. So, yes, you did it very good. You did it very good. It was very heart touching, and I don't know what else to say, but we hear you. We will do something. We will continue to fight hard, to work hard for the services that we need for our youth. I'm going to move on with Naha, with our former chief, many times. Peter Monias, and I'll have Alex speak up after.
Okay.
You did very good.
Okay.
Yeah, you did very good.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good morning, I mean. I just want to bring out some issues about, I guess, success stories.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
And what success can do for us. Okay? That's what I want to bring. We have many organizations we developed through the course of my life and your lives. You know that yourselves. We have organizations right across Anishinaabe territory. Tikanagan, there's non-legal, there's NAPS, and many others. And you listen to her. You listen to her if you hear these children, and I wish every one of them could speak. That's what success does. When we forget our people, when we leave them behind, we left them behind. Matawa, same thing. We, Fort Hope, called for a review last year for the organization. Why? Because Matawa is so successful now. We got many different programs that we developed. That's good. It benefits some of us. But we left some people behind again. You heard that this morning on the children, the kids, the important ones that are going to be leaders tomorrow. The people that's going to be the saviors of Anishinaabe people. Those are the people we're talking about today. We're not going to be there. I'm going to be somewhere underground. I cannot defend my people anymore. That's what I'm talking about today. Examples are many. I heard that young man talk about NAPS. Today, NAPS is just a brown OPP. Nothing else, nothing more, because it's legislated under the Fort government. Whatever the Fort government says, that's what happens. I was on the board on that Matawa, on that NAPS was developed to be legislated. And I got called ignorant, not cooperative, because I did not agree with that. I never agreed with that thing. I wanted to defend my people because we developed the organizations to help our people, not to help ourselves, to help our people so we don't leave them behind. We don't hear stories of suicides, what this young lady talked about. That's what we developed the organization for. I was involved in the development of Tikanagan, in the development of NAPS. We said we're going to develop this organization better, equivalent to what we have on child welfare, or to what we have on policing, or even better, relating to our people only. Does it do that today? No, sir. If somebody beats me up in this community, I have to call the call center in Solocott, and by the time I should be dead. You know? I hate to put it that way, but that's what it is. And I took my wife in Thunder Bay to non-legal services. This is non-legal services again. This is our organization. To get some legal backup on the statements that she has to make on the water issue. What was she told? Here's a phone number. And we call that phone number, the office is closed. No answer, just a recording. That's all we get. That's what I'm talking about. We're leaving people behind when we develop our organization. We better start thinking if we're going to develop any more of these organizations. We have to care about our people. We have to listen to these kind of people that talk and speak. The young fellow that spoke this morning, and many more we will hear. We have to listen to them. We have to start thinking about bringing the schools into the communities, because the government owes us. The public owes us that. It's not the tax dollars that we're using here. It's the resources from the land that belongs to our people, that was taken away by the treaties. And who benefited? One side benefited. And that's the people that says, you're draining us from our tax dollars. No, sir. We have our resources. And I think that's what we have to speak from here on to achieve the things that our young generation want. We cannot be colonial people. We cannot speak like that. We cannot agree with Ford when he says, I'm going to bring the tractor and run you over and take over your resources. We can't do that. We have to fight back. It's time to fight back. It's time to believe these young ones that speak what they want in our communities. I know all Matawa communities have that same problem that we have with our young generation. When she talks about that, she's living in Thunder Bay right now. I'm the guardian for her. She goes to Bishop Gallagher School. She was very successful there, but she was lonely because she did not know support, no backup support. We supported her as much as we can. She was elected on the school there to be the spokesperson for the Aboriginal students in that school, which she was very proud of. She goes to St. Pat for a meeting, St. Pat's on the other schools for a meeting. That's what she did. You know, these things can happen if we start to think what I'm talking about. Let us not leave our people behind on the development of the organizations. Yes, economic development is good, but bring these people with you if you're going down there. Bring your people down there. Get them developed with the mental health issue. Mental health or things right in the community. Develop that so these young people will start talking, will become true leaders of our community. Let us develop further our successful organizations to help these young people. I've been involved in AFN, I've been involved in Chiefs of Ontario. It doesn't impress me a bit. Because we're losing. We're losing our people. Because, why? Because we think colonial system is good. Yes, it was good when the residential schools were in existence, but they're no longer there. We're Anishinaabe people now that fight back now. Let's fight back. Let's use our resources. Let's use what we have to get these young people back into a reality. Right now, they live in the state of not knowing what's going to happen to them, what's going to happen to their future, what's going to happen to them when they go to school in the urban setting where they've never been before. Okay? I just want to say that. I'm not mad at you guys or anything. I just want to be known that that's my thinking. I always think like that. I always believe on these young people. I've been a chief for so many years. I saw what happened. I saw what happened to my community from the beginning, living in a tent frame into where we are today. I saw that. I saw what happened in the discrimination of this Kanaka community. I encourage you to read the book, When Freedom is Lost. That's about us. Personally, tied up into a tree myself, because it's me, guys. Thank you.
Miigwech Peter. Peter is one of my closest advisors. We often travel with him, and he brings a lot of knowledge to the team and community. Next, I'd like to recognize our elder, Alex Monias, and right after that, I have other community members that want to speak to this forum. Stanley Monias and Gary Kuzis. So I'll turn this over to Alec right now.
I guess I was just an attendant. I was just thinking about what that youth had said. You know, I lost to suicide my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter.
Hello.
And it took me a long time to understand why they do these things. So I've been sober over 30 years now. You know, I took the culture and traditional healing because I lost my identity by the Indian residential school. I see there's a lot of things that we're missing, something that's not reaching our people, reaching our youths. We're not even halfway to it to help our people. We're not even close to our people, how we help our people. I'm sorry if I'm going to offend someone or whatever I'm going to say. Hope you find forgiveness and peace.
Because what I know, I see, things we forget to help our people. There are many times, such as our youth, crying for help. It never reaches to the door of our programs. When these needs and wants comes from within the community, within our grassroots, they don't even reach the doorway of that service. Why? Because there's a policies of those two services from the government, from the funding that comes into our community. It comes with the policies. And here we are, we're calling for our needs. It's not even, what happens is they clash our wants and the policies of that government. And our wants goes down. Doesn't go out and meet our needs. So, as I was looking at these reports yesterday, there's not even mention about our people. It's not even mention about our culture. It's not even mention about the things that we need in our communities for us to be healthy communities. Everything is coming from outside our communities, from the governments whatsoever. But it doesn't come from within our communities, within our people. So I think for me, as I was sitting here, sometimes I put myself with the nature, with the land. As a Anishinaabe person, I want to be an Anishinaabe person. I am an Anishinaabe person. I'm not this and not that. Throughout the years, this is what the cultural way of life taught me. How I could stand on my own 2 feet. How I'm going to stand on my land, the Mother Earth that was given to us by the Creator. Where the answers are, where the healing comes from, where our medicine comes from, where our mental health comes from. These things are given to us by the Creator with Mother Earth that provides us every day. Every spring, we see the growth of grass, we see the growth of flowers, we see the growth of berries, and the leaves, and the water. And now, I want to be, through my traditional healing, I stopped listening to the government's policies for my healing. I don't need to ask permission to go my traditional healing.
as my alcohol, I didn't go to treatment. I went to the culture, I went to my elders, I went to my land. I didn't want to ask, I didn't even want to ask the government, because I knew there's going to be a policies that I have to follow to do my healing. So, the community, my community, we've been on our way to connect to our land. That's why we defend our land. We want to connect, we want to go back to our land. We are in the process returning to our land. We're trying to teach our youths, our grandchildren to return to the land, where it's more things to do than today's life. And Snabe is a different person. When the Creator made Snabe, before He put down, He put us here in Mother Earth. He gave us a lot of instructions, how to live, what to use. He made everything for us where we can, prosper, where we can live, where we can do our own on our lives, how to live. He gave us a lot of spiritual laws, our traditional laws and natural laws. We don't follow those anymore. Now we're wondering why is our young people dying? Why is our people dying? Long ago, our young people didn't die. It was the old people that died. So there must have been something wrong along the way. Something happened. We stopped using our gifts. And Snabe agis is magnet. Agis you to quagnet manitung agis you to kagach. Jabat to Kanagon is when going. I don't stand anymore when I pray. I sit on the ground when I pray. I sit when I pray. Because that's our way. When our ancestors did, they sit. When they did the feast, they sit on the ground. That's why I don't stand. It doesn't mean I don't respect it. I honor it with all my heart. I'm just following my ways. To sit with the drum, to sit with the group, Now, mental health is different. I've been mentioning this thing for a long time. Nobody seems to understand what I talked about when mental health. Anishinaabe mental health, I want to talk about, mention. You know, Anishinaabe mental health is a lot of different than Emichigoji mental health. Bakan is Nagon our mental health. The way Anishinaabe is. Now we're trying to put Western mental health into our communities. And it comes with the policies and laws by Mchiguji. But it doesn't work for us. It doesn't help us, or even organizations. Those policies doesn't help us. Those corporate laws don't help us. It kills us. It kills our kids. Even our health services. Still, please, can you say going I'm a diabetic. I have insulin. And the doctor said to me one time, "You're going to be better." For the last 3 years, I've been using insulin. Our organization, such as Matawa, I want to see more in our traditional ways, our constitutions, our laws, all these things. Everything that it comes from within in our Mother Earth, the land that we walked upon every day. Look at Mother Earth. Every day, she's the only one that shows us Jawaban Tamangego. The Tao Gaton Kanagego. Everything that we see, everything that we use, that we eat, you know, Kanagegon, Shawenjige, Aki. That's why it's kind of a Kangoting or Akinoanji, and Yabuitang. Here, Umage, Ninot Neskandaga. We do things together, try to do things together. To treat our young people. Mamogo, Kagwena Kimen, with our council and chief and council. We make decisions together. We give directions and guidance to our leaders. So last but not least, I want to say this to you guys. Let's do something together. Let's say no to the drugs. No to suicide. No more deaths to our youth. Let's open our hearts not our minds, but our hearts. This is where the true answers are, when you in the heart. Migat dikit abis doshik.
Congrats, Alex. There's a lot of wisdom shared by the former chiefs of Magayaj, and both our former leaders are still leaders in the community in their respective ways. You know, they continue to lead the community. And I thought when I saw them sitting over there, I thought they ran out after I mentioned them. I didn't know they came up front. So who wants to start? Okay. Next we'll have Stanley Muniz. He's a long-time social worker in the community. All right. Go ahead, Stanley.
Bonjour guten Magmakanak kakana nigani unyo gumagayach. Bonjour guten gabigute kuma kakana bonjour ndana awya. Natam hier makte muska ba magabuden de go. Oashke shagengi go gawashiyan. Nameben do dem. Shinigo Chigoji on a Kazan, Stanley in the go, me marine Munians, Zagadinigo Namenagin, a Kogan de go, and the second decade. Okay, in regards to where I got this take Canadian Man 7. My role in the community is case manager for the health and social. Mima Eji Anokian. There's a lot of Nawajigo Kunajas in the Nokigani. Some of you know my parents, Cameron Munians Gizenkazo, and my mother, Basli Munians Gizenkazo, my parents. I'm the oldest in the family, and my brother Chris is the youngest. There's 7 of us in the family in the Amen. And Gishna Tawag in Old Summer Beaver. Get Niban and McConning, Kisnkade, Gagishan Tawagian. The Gagish Natawagian. Natam, Wema 7, got this Gatig, Kenyan Nibong Kenan, Oma Megache Ingrid with also Bunian Marine, give a taxation of Noma with my parents. With the summer be ringy tamen, Weberkugi tamen. On being Shuma, he gave taxation yank. Mishuma Gaji Nepiji yank. We should go. You were getting a Kitamagian, Nibwa. Kegun Nuabandan. I man said, no, it's in Nishpa man 7. Ozamago Skad Zak, Guy Sewad Nogum, he get Nibwa Nestizwin Nuabandan. He get Minikoning or Majimakske, Gandap Nea Joyak, Nibwa. No Abandan. In a beach Pamagan the show where the GK Nank, where she will get Agojink. Agojink again. We got people living in Thunder Bay too, with the Thunder Bay guys in Kadik, Odena. We had the Ayawad, the Snabby Mananak. Nibo Nibog, at the Gayawach. epige nangit ahich gatron jisek matchmakske kaya ahi gawin demonem ahi my 3 nephews, 1 stepdaughter, and my basic noses. Und da bin ich auch mir nennen. Noses, Kishkob Madze, Kinsidzo, December 23. Ik heb al eens niet aan. Het is turn erbij en gepoeid maar gewoon hebben. Maar eventjes een agak, heb Madzoen, je kent hem ook. Oh, ik ga ik dat. Als aan kindergenamen, kinderjansnan, goosnanek, het nu maar nanek. Oh, moet je gaan ga je maar kan oh. Dan ondagos genin, ik kan nooit get maar gaan. Kan je de jasin. Me hoe een jens na bij me aange. Back to your culture. Kijk het nou nog. Me een jens na bij me aan, maar hebben dag ken je gestaan wat Jijigijaan. Aish maatje, weet je wel dan, wie na bugo, paket dinga dan. Waar ze kachuk makan gaan zeg weet je wel gaan de beetje zeg dan. Och jag går till Tjeha, jag gick ut. Det var då, och sen ni var nakna guden att tävlan. Och ni gick in upp med going, getjug med uji väven. Mat sen den enda, ja. Och jag tycker skniken så jag gick ut det var, och det var då. Och jag gick det. Och jag den gott det. Vi även. Och jag den just blir måk och mekanik. Och jag gani Johan nan chief. Tog mekanikman ke den just blir måk. Och även den man matseven och nan territory gajak. Kan आज kan ik bezig go binakwetak sin yewina go usibigan ng gwinago tinakwetawshit at nang yoma igi mutsagan jinshit ng yoma dan gidusibigan gigo kanakwetago gigo babitun si nakwetago ano misi is matsek en endaman. Och den angapan är så att den snabbe gomma. Det gick ju den gaja. Men här kan jag makan och Chuiji den snabbe moi. Kan in chugma Chuiji gawitot. And snabbe Chuiji we touch. From the youngest to the oldest. Mawaj kata kubuza chawajish. Mawaj ke kana kichawa jawia. Migwana chuitu kawek. Ajay niwa kwanyana snabbe. Uma katajike nang wachuge otenangayach. Meketan och bangi evindeman nibo inano gegon dayan geketan band. Kerwe gagi windek Smud Nationesian, Washma Gama, Ajna Sidizwak, Oman Naji Koenig. Gama niemand Nishabajik. Und daarbij ook met wakske, gama met koopneun. We hebben ook een keer voor uitdoestingsap. Is je maar mogen de manier niet zoals met een nieuwe naar wat je mij zet ook. Niet boeien. En je, we nou dan, je dan aangezocht de merken van met zeeuwen. Kan je wat onderstaan oma. Oma ge in de magomen, mag schuwen oma als je maar als je gaan schakelen, maar je mag schuwen fentanyl, als je pindige zegt oma dat je keun dank. Nee, waar je gewoon dat je nog in dan, nou en is nog gemoed, ook nog mag schuwen kwijt, maar ga je aan het schandigen. We nog iets te maken, nog geen gedaan als een case manager voor de health and social. Amigot, ja.
Miigats, Stanley Munoz, Sogagi, Wawindaman, Gagin. Those are real issues and things that we face in the community. By the way, this is my great-granddaughter, Renee is Nakaza. So, Gay Naka, we can get Dagui. Our next speaker will be Gary Kozis. He's a former counselor and also doing O&M. Okay, I'll get Gary to speak.
Okay, bonjour. Bonjour, getendem gaya bek, gabisin the meg bijay guma ajma mobananung. I'd like to acknowledge everyone that's here in the meeting. Thank you for attending this AGM. So, away ninja ngajiget dan snave one is ke agiji kinumagwan jam chigo jimwan. And where's Nistam the kid, you know, where is Jan Snabe, Yank, Nijan is Gizer and get them in away. You know, Mtigujiman, he's scared and Snabeman. So, as an indigenous people, we have two languages to speak, to understand each other. So, and that's what I'm going to use when I speak. I'm going to interpret myself, and that way everybody will understand. So me get to the man and snabem. The good John J. Business the make he chow egma kaya bek. Ya give skadzak. I'm choosy and down in it. So okay, first of all, I want to talk about drugs in our area. It's very high. It's very high. We tension demand matchmaske as a ni ish bag ni wa as a dagsno magakuma kitaji kernak. So what I want to mention is what are we going to do? Ani higa to tamang nagana pangi in our community, how to prevent it in our communities. So we had a meeting in the community on July 24, and we said enough is enough. You know, let's do some action. Let's do some planning. We had July 24. Ma Nishnabek, Magat Dayangi Ma movement, Etashin Damangway is a 7. Maojugachi Spag is a 7 away. He on that Pneumat Awyak. So me menigok gikatamanaway kegon chige totamak. So that's what we did. You had this we form a committee, working group. So we're going to start to do our plans, our community planning. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to try to prevent the crisis, what guys say, in our community. Me, again, at Tuango, where the game match tank, we're going to get to Tamango, my guys, a tank, Nishkanaga, Zama, Janibwa, when you hang it awake. We get a hug, Scadis, Oasis, Magika Gedutch. You know, Inga Migas, the Nenema, Wagi Kashkituds, Jigituds. I really thank B. Darwin for making an effort to talk about youth issues. Wemina, Kichi 7 Gotak, Awashak Anaganda, as a machine, Awashak Awan, Joe Ni Gumwatch. There's a lot of kids that are left behind as orphans. And where did the issue come from? You know, we all know. And how are we going to prevent it? Like Matawa is a huge organization. It's probably the biggest one within other tribal councils. But we have to do something. Where Mama urjige anakid nanunk wega dasubabi khatank kanawe manzase wanihan azagi hatch. Every community lost a loved one. Where onji machimashki kiga biyamagak. The drugs are very high and impacting our communities. You get a man say go man where guys sick, where get the care now. It's really impacting our communities. I remember a long time ago, he doesn't Devon. I need to get to get the givet no. Bangi going to give it to Skamagak. It was talked about a long time ago. How we're going to nag chigat day when you get one. You got security. You got this in the man. As I say, ni wagi wani hamen those guys even anak then snap. You know, we do lots of youth, lots of our members, and I think we have to take it seriously. Chigena nagas all in the man go ibach we is it 7. My guys yanik. Ama guys babi kataik. Kyo avandanawa and Antanagewach to Skat Ziminan with the Boni Gamagong. As you all see, we have our baggage searchers, and there's a reason why we do that. To try to prevent from an overdose. We don't want to see overdose in our community. You have joined in the Shona Dizitoya, Machimashki Kionje. Mianje Dotamange as in a match time in here to get Janantanagiak Pascoing, Awega with Dogashink. So we do that to try to prevent our community. And one more thing I want to talk about is the workforce. And Okiwan as a bangi at the Nagon. Our workforce is shrinking. It's a huge issue again because of the drugs or other issues we have. And how are we going to do that? I need to get much time in an Okiwan Gajatano, Skadazak, away ago. And away in a key scene. You know, it's it's getting hard. Ne piche zanaga nego hega madazyank in our community. So Nibo said he kitaban mas I'm gonna shorten it, and that's our message from our community. Let's have some action for the drugs. You know, it's very. I think everybody faces this. Kakinabago nagiskan guys will be kutanwang madjamaski kiwanje. Ego kamamu gawi tamen Jimmy gatamagwa. Let's fight it. Let's work together. So migach.
Miigwech, I know there's other community members that want to speak, but
Have one more? You want one more speaker?
I don't know who else on this. Nobody has. Okay, we have another.
Forced to move here, no choice. I've been working for my First Nation for numerous years. I was a teacher before. I was an administrator, and here I'm today is working for Health and Social Services for the past 15 years. And I've been seeing a lot of differences as the years goes by in the community. For the past years that I've been working, and I seen the opiate crisis back in the early 2000s. I seen that when it came to our community, and I seen how people were, and some of us are working for our First Nation, and that have position that have successfully found that route to recover from their addictions, and some may not have, and some are still struggling to this day. For the years that the program that has been here, I'm also a worker for the Suboxone program here in the community since day one. I had no clue whatsoever about the program. It was given to me like, here, you do this, look after this, and I'm still there. I had no training. We had no training at all. And there's probably 3 of us that are still trying to manage the program for our community here. And I'm one of the main ones that are there for a long period already, since the first day the Suboxone program was delivered to Neshkandaga. I can work through remotely too with the clients from Neshkandaga. Either when I travel, they contact me, and what I can do for them is with the doctor. That's our doctor for our program. And the other thing is, I wanted to ask, how many of us have experienced a family or a son or daughter or a grandchild or nephew or niece that has overdosed in our communities? Can you please stand up? How many of us have experienced an overdose in our communities and lost a person? Can you please stand up? Can you look around? on these four angles that we are sitting. Chiefs, I ask you, from a community, I'm not going to say I, because I am not alone. What are we going to do for our communities as Matawa First Nations? What are we going to do for those families that have lost an overdose as of their daughter, their son, nephew, niece, granddaughter, a community member? How are we gonna act on this? How are we gonna resolve this in our First Nations? Today, I sit here as a community member, not as a worker. That's how I see myself. I experience my own family struggling with addictions. My son, my daughter, and my sister out in the streets being homeless through addictions. The only thing I look at every day is what if those is always the thoughts in my mind. What if every day. That's what goes through my mind every time. And often I see children, their parents are gone. Either the mother is gone, the father is gone through an overdose or a suicide. And the children are left behind, or a child, and the grandparent ends up looking out, taking care of the children. That shouldn't be that way. Our young parents should be around for their children that they have. That was the teaching that I was given from my grandmother. Today, young parents leave their children behind through suicide and overdose or any other addictions that causes their death. How can we make that change? How can we do it? It's hard. I seen my own struggling for their own addictions. Last year, I had to deal that with myself. It's not the end of it. I still do that today. It's not only me as a parent or a grandparent that is struggling here in the community. There are others and other women that are looking after their grandchildren. And I'm sure it's happening in every community in the 7 communities from Matawa or in the Nan territory. What are these organizations? How are they going to help us? How is the government going to provide the services for us as Nishnabeg people? Because we are Nishnabeg. And the government promised to help us. But it has failed somewhere. And our chiefs need to find that to help our Nishnabeg people with the help of our community, to help our chiefs. Every day I'm scared. I fear, that we may face an overdose in our community. I fear that every day. It's a small community. to be happening like this. It's a fly and remote community. And it's a strong community. I'm very honored to be part of this community as Neshkandaga First Nation. This is my home, and it will be my home forever until when I pass. Gitchamiigwech, thank you all.
Okay, Migach. I'd like to thank our people, Homagagi Kagatoj. Just going to summarize a little bit of what they're saying. Today we are living under a boil of water advisory. 10,703 days. 10,773 days boil of water advisory. That's 29 years, 5 months, and 30 days we are living with. That contributes to a lot of mental health, a lot of trauma, and a lot of those things that we see in our communities. People ask me, why are you against everything, Chief Akundigo? I get asked a lot. Why did you get kicked out of the Queen's Park? You know, I get asked those questions a lot. Why are you against the Ring of Fire? Questions like that. You know? And I asked them, why do I have to bring children home almost every year when they want to access high school? Why do I have to bring them home and bury them here? Why do I have to bring elders home every year? As a matter of fact, almost every month to come and bury them that die of loneliness out there in Thunder Bay because there's no care here. I say loneliness because they may have medical conditions, but loneliness accelerates their medical conditions. They die faster. You know, those are things that I get asked a lot. You know, how come we don't have an elders' home? Sure, we have a sixplex. Well, how come there's no services? You know, those things. How come there's no appropriate, medical or even qualified people that are working here? How come we don't have a hospital that's granted in down south? We have people suffering mental health and addictions. We've been talking about here for the past couple of days that our people here that just spoke up and talked about those things. When you look around in this community, do we have a dedicated mental health and addictions office? No. Do we have anywhere we can send our people for detox? No. How come we don't have those? You know, I was listening to a lot of people, my community members. You've heard testimonies that our young people, or even anybody else, is dying or mental health and addictions. Sometimes when they come up to the community, and we don't have any services to offer them or to help them, and they relapse because of that break that they had from doing drugs every day, and they had a 1 week or 2 week break or whatever, and they start doing the same things over and over again. They started the same things over again. They end up overdosing because the body is not used to it anymore. You know, those are things that I ask. Pete Davin here mentioned grade 12. How come we don't have a grade 12 class here? This school only goes up to grade 8. And our children, just like you, have to leave at an early age of 13, 14 years old to go access high schools up down south. And a lot of them run into culture shock. A lot of them run into mental health and addictions because the loneliness, they're leaving their families, not being able to function in a city. They run into police problems with the police. It's not their fault. That's why, how come we don't have them here in Thunder Bay? I mean, in Niskandaga. How come it's only available up in Thunder Bay or anywhere else? They take it for granted there. We should have those things. How come we don't have proper infrastructure, good roads? Why are we losing our identity, our language, culture, way of life? Those are questions I ask when I'm asked, why are you against the Ring of Fire or anything else, or development? Because how come we don't have those? How come we don't have the proper facilities? How come we don't have a hospital? How come we don't have high school where our children can grow with us? There are a lot of things that we need to do together. I want to keep doing to work in unity. We have a unity declaration. Are we practicing that? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it sometimes. But we still need to work together. We still have to find a way to work together and help each other out. It's we need to build ourselves. Nationhood. So a lot of those things can be addressed. No. We have people dying in Thunder Bay of homelessness from mental health and addictions because of our homes. Yes, we are building at least 10 units a year, but that's not fast enough. Even though we say we're 100 homes short, we built 10 houses in 1 year. There's 10 more families that need houses because people grow, people age, and they have families. We need to address a lot of those things as a group, as nations, when we sit together. I spoke a lot of those things, when I continue to speak like this. And a lot of times that when we talk about those things, when I speak about our position, it's not me that makes those positions. It's the community. We decide as a whole. We sit down and have that discussion on how we're going to move forward. Just last week, we had a meeting again. I'll mention that we had a meeting on our drug epidemic. Out of that meeting, we did a community resolution on how to instructing the leadership and workers on how to move forward. We can't just put resolutions after resolutions and not do anything about it and let it collect dust. We have to do something behind. We have to make sure that those resolutions are carried out. I have more speakers sometimes, but I don't want I don't want to, I know there are some people here that are diabetic, and we need to eat, but I'll stop right there at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Munias, your delegates, and your members of your community. We will break for lunch, but before doing so, there was a suggestion by Mr. Baxter and Chief Sonny about our youth representation here. If they can gather this afternoon in a room somewhere in one of the classrooms where they could gather up notes, see what works, see what's not working, see what needs improvement. Our representative of Niskandaga and our representative of Constant Lake and rarely single-handedly, they can spearhead that little get-together where they can present tomorrow. If we could have representations of Niskandaga bringing their youth this afternoon, then they could use one of the classrooms. And collectively tomorrow they can present. If we could have that, that would be very, 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 very beneficial. So
I would support that, Gideon, as a chief. If we need a room, we can get a room, or we can even have we have a boardroom at the Ben office too. So wherever we can, one of the classrooms, I don't know where. Huh? Yeah. So I'll get someone to get a room.
yeah, bring your youth, inspire your youth. These two will take notes, and we'll do a little presentation tomorrow as we continue this open discussion tomorrow morning. But for now, do you have anything?
We have 3 caucus rooms here, so they can use one. Yeah.
But for now, we're going to break for lunch. It'll be a different agenda this afternoon. Well, we'll acknowledge our Member of Parliament and our Ontario Regional Chief, and they'll be taking questions as well. So thank you. We'll break for lunch. We'll be here again at 1:15, 1:15. And if we could have the staffers, the helpers to serve the elders and lunch is here today. Lunch is here. And if we could have the elders be served directly to their tables. Thank you.